Israeli and Palestinian negotiators have agreed to resume the long-stalled peace talks aimed at the creation of a Palestinian state. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says all the core issues will be discussed. They include negotiations based on the 1967 borders, the status of Jerusalem, the right of return of the Palestinians, and settlements.
The parties have agreed here today that all of the final status issues, all of the core issues, and all other issues are all on the table for negotiation. And they are on the table with one simple goal: a view to ending the conflict, ending the claims. Our objective will be to achieve a final status agreement over the course of the next 9 months.
U.S. President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden also met the parties at the White House to put their seal of approval on the process. Former NATO commander General John Allen has been appointed to address the security requirements Israel will need in order to approve the creation of a Palestinian state.
I think that depends upon the American approach and our ability to create a message that addresses all of the issues and an outcome that is appealing and attractive and promising to both Israelis and Palestinians. Unless they have that assurance, they're not going to make the big decisions that are necessary.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Martin Indyk, will act as the American facilitator between the Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat and Israeli Justice Minister Tzipi Livni. Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip, is not supporting the talks.
We all know that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard with ups and downs. But I can assure you that in these negotiations, it's not our intention to argue about the past, but to create solutions and make decisions for the future.
And it's time for the Palestinian people to have an independent, sovereign state of their own. It's time for the Palestinians to live in peace, freedom, and dignity within their own independent, sovereign state.
Israel has announced that it will free 104 Palestinian prisoners as one of the conditions to restart the talks, and will also put any final agreement to a referendum.
To succeed this time, the U.S. has to adopt its own policies and present them persuasively to both the Israelis and the Palestinians, and to the American public, which the president, of course, will pay close attention to domestic political opinion as he decides what to do.
The time frame for hope for success has been put at 9 months, though the State Department says this is not an absolute deadline. Secretary Kerry says all of the sides have agreed to not leak any information about the talks to the media over the coming months, and he will be the only spokesman for any progress about the negotiations. I'm Priscilla Huff in Washington for JN1.